What is up, everyone? This is Jojo the Techie, and I got something to show you. So yeah, I picked up the Insta360 Luna Ultra last week from Best Buy, and I've been testing it out in all the scenarios that I believe I will be using this camera in. I am not a camera person. I am very much an amateur when it comes to this kind of thing. So I tend to gravitate towards tools that make things easier for me and more practical. Because of that, you won't see me lugging around a DSLR to get video for my tech reviews. So during this week that I've had the camera, I used it indoors, outdoors, and at night just to get myself accustomed to how the camera works, so that the next time I have to use it for a real project, I'm not lost trying to navigate it. I wanted to try using an ND filter, which I just literally got in the mail, versus going without one and just using auto exposure and letting the camera just figure it out. You let me know what you think. Okay, so this is, like I said, without the ND filter, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it on. I have it on, I believe this is ND, so it's ND 16, and I'm gonna change the exposure. Am I able to change? No. See, this is one of the issues. I can't change the exposure unless I stop recording. So I'm gonna stop recording, change the exposure, and see how that goes. Okay, so this is when the ND filter on. I am using 4K 24 FPS, so I changed my exposure to 1/50, and this ND filter is ND 32. Looking through the screen, I don't know if it's blown out or not. I can't really tell because the screen is so small. I am sweating right now because I am in Florida. It is, I think, 96 degrees right now, and I am melting, and this is what I do for this channel. I am about to have a heat stroke. No, it's not that bad. I'm good. All right. When I watched the footage back, I realized that I messed up because I was purposely using the camera's built-in mic, but I forgot that I had set the sound direction to front instead of front and rear, or omni. So when I flipped the camera around to show you the place that I was filming, my voice was muffled. So lesson learned, and I changed that setting to omni so that it can capture everything next time. Then I wanted to test the zoom, and while I was doing that, someone actually came up to me to ask me about the camera. So this is 5.1.
That's awesome. The camera is actually on this thing?
Yeah.
That tiny?
That tiny.
Wow. That's sick.
That's the
yeah, as I walked by, I saw your screen actually had the picture. I was,
yeah.
Where's the camera? Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I also wanted to test the tracking and using the camera screen as a remote. Okay, I took out the ND filter because I don't know, I don't like how it looked. So I guess I'm gonna go with auto exposure for now. That remote came in clutch, so I'll definitely be using that. Also, I wanted to mention that for all the clips that you've seen until now, I was using iLog, which is a flat profile, and then I applied a conversion LUT. And that's pretty much all the color grading that I did. But I also wanted to try the Leica filters that come built into the camera. And then after going through them all, the one I liked the best was Leica Natural. It just gave my footage a clean look, which is what I prefer. So here's some of those shots. I also got some low light video, some using the camera's dedicated night mode called Pure Video, also with the Leica Natural filter. I was very impressed with the low light performance, and I do hope I get some opportunities where I need to use the camera at night. But really what is most important to me is how my reviews are going to look with this camera. So I also tested it inside in my studio, which you see right here, with control lighting, and check this out. So I think that after my week of testing, I'm going to stick to 4K and using the correct shutter speed for the 180 rule when I'm indoors. And then when I'm shooting outside, I'm going to be switching to auto shutter because I definitely don't want to deal with these finicky magnetic ND filters. I'm going to get fingerprints all over them and it's just going to be a hassle. Now for slow motion, I'll use either 60 FPS and then slow it down in editing, or maybe even shoot from the slow-mo mode that is 120. I gotta say, I am definitely impressed with the quality that comes out of this little camera, but I'm also looking forward to the improvements that Insta360 has acknowledged are needed. One of those things is color recovery when using iLog, adding modes that one can pre-save for different frame rates and settings that you may want to quickly switch to. I also would love it if the screen displayed the ISO and shutter speed the camera is choosing to shoot at when it's in auto. Right now, there's no way to know, and it's kind of annoying. Other than that, I'm happy with my purchase, and I'm hoping that I can elevate my content the way that I'm anticipating it will. Now, this video is not sponsored. I bought this with my own money. So if you're interested in purchasing, I'm going to drop an affiliate link so that if you choose to buy it from that link, you will also be supporting this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.